Hey everyone and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today we're going to be checking out the Curated Bead Box monthly subscription for May 2023. Looks like this package is going to include a lot of black and white and some silver accessories with a theme called Ebony and Ivory, which is something different. I don't think they've sent a black and white theme since I've been receiving this box. And I do like how they change that up. Every month you're going to get a different theme that has a color scheme that is something different than you've received from one of their other recent boxes. And inside what you'll find are a number of different strands of the round variety, all single hole, all really simple, and you're getting quantity more so over really higher quality beads, which is why the price is what it is. Only $20 shipped to your door if you're in the US, and I have a coupon code off of your first box, which is OOJ35%. That'll save you 35% off, making it only $13, which again includes the shipping cost. So that makes it a really good value, and I highly recommend it for newer beaders and younger folks especially. So if you have any kids in your life that maybe want to get started with beading or bead next to you while you are doing your thing, this is one of those really fun surprises that also includes a finding starter kit every single time. So you also don't need to have a lot that you have to pull from in order to make some things directly from the box. On the top of the box, you can also find the list of materials that are found inside. Everything also has the product code that you can enter into their sister site, which is dollarbead.com. They sell all of these items and a lot more, and these also come in many different colors too, typically, so you can pick up additional items at their shop. And right now we can get into our May black and white piano theme. So the first thing we find in the box every single time is that finding starter kit. It comes with a number of stringing materials like memory wire, stretch cord, bead stringing wire, and some additional necessities. And you're either going to get this in the silver color tone or gold, just depending on the month and what they are coordinating with. So here are those stringing materials. And you definitely get enough here to make several different projects and also have some extra if you mess up or want to start over. And in addition to these, we also get some other items that are helpful for finishing off beaded jewelry and making some earrings. And here are those additional basics, which I will leave bagged up. You can see we've got some fishhook ear wire findings, lobster clasps, crimp beads, head pins, and some jump rings. And you're going to get the same selection of findings and stringing materials every single time. And now getting into our strands, starting with the largest style, we have the 12mm Iris Crackle spray beads on an 8-inch string, which are crystal clear with a crackling effect inside of the glass. The outside, though, is smooth and shiny. And they also have these patches of black, kind of an ink splatter effect, showing up randomly around the surface and bringing out some of the black that we're going to see in our theme, and of course that crystal, which can go with so many different things. Moving down a little bit in size, we have the 10mm crystal crackle glass beads on another 8-inch string, and these are very similar to the ones we just took a look at, but they're a little bit smaller, and of course they don't have the black paint splatter effect on the surface. These are also just a little bit brighter than the other strand with the crystal glass at its base. Up next, we have a strand of the 10mm white gemstone style glass beads on another 8-inch string. And they are gemstone style, meaning that texture that they have on the inside is meant to imitate the look of stones, especially if you're looking at them from a little further away. Just adds some shadow and a little bit of dark and light to what would ordinarily be clear or white beads. And all of the strands of beads we're taking a look at today, they are glass, with the exception of the very next one, which is actually a stone material. So here's that stone strand, and it's just listed as an 8mm white gemstone 7 to 8-inch string. But it's great that they include some stone material in addition to the glass beads, especially at this price point. And again, everything you get with these strands, they're pretty much going to be basic round shapes, but you'll get a variety of sizes and a color scheme that goes together, which is especially helpful if you're newer or starting out or don't want to fuss with a lot of really fancy or multi-hole shapes and materials. And it actually looks like our next strand is stone as well. And this one is listed as quartz, and these are a 6mm size, so getting a little bit smaller. And they also include some of those black areas, which brings the palette together, the black and white theme. And some areas have a little bit more transparency than others, which also pulls together some of the white and the crystal clear in this month's package. And the final selection for the strands is one containing the 6mm black marble style beads. And this is a 16-inch length, so quite a generous quantity here. Mainly black, but also bringing in a little bit of gray and some white in certain spots. They're all a little bit different to give us that marbleized look. And this strand provides us with more of that black to combine with our other clear and a lot of white that we have already below. And as usual, in addition to the strands that we see monthly, there's also additional bags of items, which can include things like beads, findings, pendants, or other beading or jewelry making accessories. And next on our list is this bag. It contains approximately 35 of the 10mm silver filigree metal beads. So I have a few of these in my hand, and you can see how they're pretty open, having that filigree style, and they're also very lightweight. So it's kind of a way to add in a metallic bead that's not so solid, but still in a larger size like this. And the silver also goes with the silver findings in the finding starter kit provided to us. And we also have a number of additional beads that are bagged up. And the next bag included 15 of the white faceted glass beads in the 10mm size as well. These are opaque and very glossy, have some really gentle faceting on the outside, so adds just a little bit more dimension than a lot of those basic round shapes, but still an easy basic to work in. And then next are 8 pieces of the 14 by 10mm crystal luster faceted oval beads, which have some type of additional coating on them, making them a little bit iridescent and quite sparkly with all of the faceting that surrounds these ovals. And I like the fact that where the holes are located, they're actually quite smooth and they look to be in good shape even though they are in this larger size. They also have some decent clarity, and while things like this are not, say, Preciosa scale in quality, that's still totally fine. It's just to let you know what to expect if you sign up for this one, and another reason why I recommend it for newer ones or younger people too. But that said, they're still in really good shape, and I would definitely use them myself. Next, we have these really chunky 30 by 18mm white faceted oval beads, which are definitely large enough to use as a focal component or included as part of a component, maybe incorporating these into some wire wrapping or adding something else to them, especially since they're in that opaque white and they're so big. But they also have that faceting that's very similar to those other 10mm rounds. Looks like our next bag contains a very generous amount. It says approximately 1 ounce of the 8 by 6mm black oval glass beads with the silver line detail. So it actually came with about probably 3 times as many as I have in my hand, but I'm just holding some of them here for you to take a look at up close. That way we can see the black opaque glass that makes up the base of these beads, and you can also see that metallic silver stripe that goes towards the middle and bands around the wider portion. There's a lot of irregularity here from the hole sizes and the sizes of the bands and everything else. But again, they're still very usable. I'm just saying that to point that out. And I really do like that black and silver combination. These provide another style of bead in the black and also a slightly different shape, but it's still something very easy to use. Last up for beads, we have a 1-ounce assortment of the Sparkle Designer Glass Bead Mix, and occasionally we'll see some of these which contain random odds and ends, some of which may match, some may not, but they're usually in an assortment that goes along with what we have, making up the main contents of the box. So just think of these as a little assortment of extras. Sometimes you need 1 or 2 extra beads here or there, and these provide a lot of basics, it looks like, in the clear and white. And all these assortments are going to be similar, but of course a little bit different than the one you see here. I've sorted some of these out just a tiny bit so we can see the different variety that came in this bag. A number of different styles in the round shape in particular, with some of the faceting, which are really sparkly. And again, some of which are going to have pairs and some are not. Here are some faceted rounds in the more translucent clear, a couple other rounds in the opaque white, and some additional larger sizes too. And then the final items, there are some of these clear glass tube-shaped beads and some additional rounds. Looks like a couple there with some electroplating or some type of an extra iridescent coating showing up on parts of the exterior. And we'll wrap it up with 2 bags of metallic components. This first one includes 10 of the 22 by 8mm silver filigree metal cones. So here they are. We get a generous quantity of these lightweight filigree metallic cones, which could be used as cord ends or bead ends, finishing off a beaded rope or multi-strand necklace perhaps. These matching the style too of those larger silver filigree beads we took a look at. And just like those, these are lightweight and have that open look and feel. And we wrap it up with the set of 3 42 by 16mm silver key charms, which are likely in some type of a plated brass or metallic alloy. And these can have a lot of uses as well, including being incorporated as a pendant component. But a lot of times things that come in these curated bead boxes, they make me think of other craft projects as well, not just jewelry making, where you might use beads and other types of components like this. Especially if you're into making different types of purse charms or keyring accessories, planner charms, you name it, there's all sorts of other applications for what come inside. These components are double-sided. They're definitely not like a top-of-the-line quality, but they're pretty consistent, they're smooth, they're bright, and they have the same design on both sides. And there we have it for the May 2023 Curated Bead Box monthly subscription. All the packages look something like this, just in different colors typically, where you get the mix of round strands in different sizes and some additional elements in combinations of beads and focals and other complementing accessories. I like the fact that we've been getting a number of colorful boxes, but for this one, the contents being black, white, and clear, not only can you pull these items together for a really classic combination, but of course they also go with a lot of other things and can be easily combined with items that have come from past packages. So as a reminder, if you'd like to try this out, I have that coupon code OOJ 35%, and the link to this subscription is located right down below the video if you'd like to check it out. And even going with 1 box would make a nice surprise, I think, for a kiddo in your life who's expressed some beading interest, or someone else you know who's interested in getting into the hobby. So thank you all for being here to join me in checking out the contents of this month's box up close. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Also hit the big thumbs up if you found this video helpful and or enjoyable, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel while you're here because I'd love to have you back. That's all I have for this time, but I will be back again real soon and hope to see you then. Until next time, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and as always, happy beading.